Hello, friends! I'm thrilled you've picked up Overcome Worry and Anxiety to Find Peace and Happiness in Your Life. It's a book born from years of observing human behavior, from my own stumbles and triumphs, and from a deep desire to share a path toward a more serene and joyful existence. Are you tired? Tired of the constant chatter in your head? Tired of the knots in your stomach? Tired of feeling like worry and anxiety are controlling your decisions and stealing your joy? If you answered yes to any of these, you're not alone. So many of us are caught in the same trap, letting fear rob us of the present moment and cloud our vision of the future. This book isn't about magically erasing worry and anxiety from your life. That's not realistic, and frankly, not even desirable. Anxiety can be a signal, a warning, a catalyst for action. The problem isn't the feeling itself, but when it becomes chronic, debilitating, and prevents us from living fully. Overcome Worry and Anxiety to Find Peace and Happiness in Your Life is about gaining control. It's about equipping you with practical, actionable tools to manage your worries, understand your anxieties, and ultimately, transform them into a source of strength and resilience. Think of this book as your personal toolkit for mental well-being. Inside, you'll find strategies for identifying your worry triggers. We'll dig deep to understand what sets off your anxieties so you can anticipate and prepare. Imagine knowing in advance when the storm clouds are gathering inside your head. Challenging negative thought patterns. We'll learn to recognize those sneaky, destructive thoughts and replace them with more balanced and realistic ones. This is about retraining your brain to think differently. Developing mindfulness and presence. The key to diffusing anxiety is often simply being present in the moment. We'll explore simple techniques to anchor yourself in the now. Setting realistic expectations. Perfectionism is a breeding ground for anxiety. We'll learn to embrace imperfection and celebrate progress, not just reaching the finish line. Taking concrete action. Sometimes, the best way to overcome worry is to do something about it. We'll break down overwhelming problems into manageable steps. Cultivating self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. So many people struggle with this, but it is so important. We'll practice treating ourselves with the same understanding and kindness we would offer a friend. Building stronger relationships. Social support is invaluable. We'll explore how to build and maintain healthy, supportive relationships that buffer against stress and anxiety. Throughout this book, we will use many real-life examples to help give context to the problem and to show practical ways one could address the issue. This book isn't a quick fix, but this book is a journey. It requires commitment and effort, but the rewards are immense. Greater peace of mind, improved relationships, increased productivity, and a deeper appreciation for the joy of being alive. So let's begin together, shall we? Let's unlock the door to a life free from the tyranny of worry and anxiety and step into a brighter, more fulfilling future. And remember, you are not alone. I believe in you, and I know you have the strength within you to make lasting change. All right, friend, let's kick things off. Get ready to unleash the worry-free warrior within you. Chapter 1. Understanding Worry, the Thief of Joy. Hey there, champion. Have you ever felt like something's just gnawing at you? A constant hum of unease in the background of your life? That, my friend, is worry, and it's a thief, stealing your joy, your peace, and your precious moments. Let's get real. What is worry? It's not just thinking ahead. It's spiraling into what-ifs that haven't even happened, anxieties amplified, and worst-case scenarios replaying in your mind over and over. It's imagining all the ways things can go wrong instead of focusing on how they can go right. Where does this worry monster come from? It can be birthed from many places. Maybe you're facing a big job interview next week. Suddenly you're not studying and preparing. You're lying awake at night, picturing yourself fumbling the answers, sweating under the lights, and hearing echoes of rejection. That's the worry thief sneaking in. Or perhaps your child has a persistent cough. A rational concern for their health morphs into late-night Google searches of rare diseases, visions of hospital visits, and breathless panic. This isn't caring. This is worry hijacking your mind. Think of it like this. Worry is like paying interest on debt you haven't even incurred. You're suffering for something that might happen, something that often doesn't happen at all. But here's the kicker, the reason we need to tackle this head-on. Worry isn't just a mental nuisance. It has real, tangible effects on your body and your emotions. Your heart races, your palms sweat, your stomach ties itself in knots. You're exhausted, irritable, and unable to sleep. Eventually, you might find your relationship strained, and your performance at work suffers. That's because worry triggers that good old fight-or-flight response in your brain. Your body prepares for danger, even though the danger is just a thought in your head. Long-term exposure to this stress is like constantly revving your engine. It wears you down and can lead to serious health problems. The good news? Recognizing worry as the joy-stealing thief that it is the first step to taking back control. We're going to learn how to identify it, understand its origins, and ultimately, dismantle its power over your life. Get ready to reclaim your peace, one step at a time. You got this. Chapter 2. The Power of Now. Grounding yourself in the present. Hey friend, let's talk about time travel. I know, sounds exciting, right? Except we're doing it wrong. We're constantly in the future, worrying about things that might happen, or stuck in the past, replaying regrets. But what about now? The only moment that truly exists. This chapter is all about grabbing the reins and yanking yourself back into the present. Think of worry as a runaway train barreling toward a cliff. When you're on that train, future tripping, all you see is the disaster ahead. But the now is where you can pull the emergency brake. How? By grounding yourself, becoming fully aware of this very moment. So how exactly do we anchor ourselves to the present? Through mindfulness, that's how. Mindfulness isn't some new age mumbo-jumbo. It's simply paying attention, on purpose, to the present moment, without judgment. Sounds simple, right? But in our hyper-connected, always-on world, it takes practice. Here's a technique you can use right now, the focused breathing exercise. Feeling stressed? Just stop. Close your eyes, if you safely can. Take a deep breath in, feeling your lungs expand. Hold it for a beat, then slowly exhale, releasing all that tension. Feel the air moving in and out of your body. Focus solely on your breath. Even just 5 breaths, done consciously, can dramatically shift your perspective. Another powerful tool is sensory awareness. So often, we're on autopilot, rushing through life without truly experiencing it. Next time you eat a meal, put down your phone, turn off the TV, and experience it. Really taste the flavors, notice the textures, appreciate the colors. Engage all your senses. This sharpens your awareness and pulls you into the now. Let me give an example. John was always stressed about deadlines. He'd spend his evenings worrying about what might go wrong the next day. Then, he started practicing mindful eating. During lunch, he'd truly focus on the flavors and textures of his sandwich. He noticed the crunch of the lettuce, the tang of the mustard. Just a few minutes of mindful eating grounded him, calmed his anxiety, and gave him the mental clarity he needed to actually tackle those deadlines. Remember, the past is history, the future is a mystery, but now is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Don't let worry rob you of this precious moment. Ground yourself in the now, and you'll find a peace and power you never knew you had. Now get out there and live. All right, champion, let's tackle those worries head on. Chapter 3, Challenging Your Thoughts. Is that worry really true? So, you're worrying. We all do it. But here's the secret. Not all worries are created equal. Some are based on real dangers, but many are just stories we tell ourselves. This chapter is all about becoming a detective, investigating your own thoughts, and separating fact from fiction. Think of it as spring cleaning for your brain. The first thing to understand is that your thoughts aren't always the truth. Your brain is constantly interpreting information. But those interpretations can be biased, skewed, or just plain wrong. That panicky feeling? It doesn't always mean something bad is actually happening. It just means your brain thinks something bad might happen. Let's look at an example. Imagine Alex is starting a new job. Suddenly, a wave of worry washes over him. I'm going to fail. I'm not smart enough. Everyone will think I'm an idiot. Sounds familiar? This is what we call a negative thought spiral. Now, instead of drowning in that spiral, Alex needs to challenge those thoughts. Here's how we do it, my friend. 1. Identify the thought. What exactly are you worrying about? Write it down. For Alex, it's the thought, I'm going to fail. 2. Question the evidence. This is the big one. Ask yourself, what evidence do I actually have to support this worry? Think objectively. Have you failed at everything you've ever tried? Probably not. For Alex, he got the job, which shows someone believed in him. He has past successes in other jobs. He's smart and capable. 3. Consider alternative explanations. Is there another way to look at the situation? What else could be true? For Alex, the reason he got this new post is because he is capable and have more experience in the field. He could have a positive experience. He could learn new things. 4. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, let's say your worry comes true. Then what? Can you handle it if the worst happens? The most likely reason is he take time to adapt and work smart to achieve the goal. 5. Replace the thought. Now, create a more balanced, realistic thought. I am now able to create a better value and build my career. See? By challenging those initial negative thoughts, we can deflate them, reduce the worry, and create a more positive outlook. This is called cognitive restructuring, and it's a powerful tool. You have the power to take control of your thoughts and your worries. It's time to start questioning those negative, unhelpful thoughts and replace them with something more empowering. Now go get 'em, champ! All right, champion, let's tackle Chapter 4. Problem solving, not problem worrying. Taking action. Listen up. Worrying is like rocking in a chair. It gives you something to do, but gets you nowhere. It's a mental hamster wheel that just drains your energy while the problem sits there, untouched. What separates the winners from the whiners? Action. We're not going to wallow, we're going to solve. There's a huge difference between problem solving and problem worrying. Problem solving is proactive, constructive, and empowering. Problem worrying is passive, destructive, and leaves you feeling helpless. Think of it this way. One builds a bridge, the other stares at the river and complains it's too wide. Here's your action plan for transforming worry into solutions. Step 1. Identify and define the real problem. First, get crystal clear. What exactly are you worrying about? Write it down. Be specific. Instead of "I'm worried about my job," try "I'm worried I might get laid off because the company isn't doing well." Defining it concretely makes it manageable. Step 2. Analyze the problem. Break it down. Big problems are like mountains, intimidating, but mountains are made of rocks. So break down that monster into smaller, bite-sized pieces. Ask yourself, what are the contributing factors? What are the potential consequences? Step 3. Generate possible solutions. Brainstorm. No idea is a bad idea at this stage. Throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. This is brainstorming, pure and simple. If you're concerned about job security, possible solutions could be updating your resume, looking for other opportunities, improving your performance, talking to your boss, or starting a side hustle. Step 4. Evaluate and select the best solution. Now that you have a list of possible actions, weigh the pros and cons. Which solution is most likely to be effective? Which is most realistic? What are the potential risks and rewards? Choose the solution that makes the most sense for you. Step 5. Take action, the most important step. This is where the magic happens. No more talking, no more thinking. Do! Break your chosen solution into even smaller, actionable steps. Feeling overwhelmed? Start with just one tiny thing. One email, one phone call, 1 hour of resume updating. Just one step today. Example. Worried about debt? Problem. I'm overwhelmed by my debt. Break it down. Credit card bills, student loans, car payment. Solutions. Create a budget. Consolidate debt. Cut expenses. Get a side hustle. Negotiate lower interest rates. Action. Today, review your bank statements and list all your expenses. One small step. Remember, friend, worrying is a choice. Action is a better choice. It's not about eliminating all problems. It's about facing them head-on with courage and a plan. You've got this. Now go out there and conquer those worries, one step at a time. You've got these. Okay, get ready to rumble with reality. I'm fired up to help you conquer your anxieties and unlock a life of peace. Let's dive headfirst into Chapter 5, Letting Go of Control, Accepting What You Can't Change. How much energy do you waste trying to control things you simply cannot? It's like trying to herd cats, folks. Exhausting and ultimately, utterly futile. We grip tight to the reins, convinced that if we just force things to go our way, everything will be perfect. But guess what? Life has a wicked sense of humor and loves throwing curveballs. Think about it. Can you control the weather? Nope. Can you control what other people think or do? Absolutely not. Can you stop traffic jams? Dream on. The truth, my friends, is that clinging to control in uncontrollable situations is a huge source of worry. It's like banging your head against a brick wall, painful and pointless. So how do we break free? By learning the art of acceptance. Acceptance isn't about liking something. It's about acknowledging that it is. It's about recognizing the difference between what's within your sphere of influence and what's beyond it. Imagine this. Mike has planned an outdoor picnic for his anniversary, meticulously checking the weather forecast for weeks. On the day, surprise, it rains. Mike had spent the whole day fuming, ruining his celebration and stressing himself. OR. He could accept that the weather is out of his control and replan an indoor picnic, focusing on making the best of the situation. See the difference? One road leads to anxiety, the other to creative problem solving, and ultimately, a better day. The key question to ask yourself is, can I actually do anything about this right now? If the answer is no, then let it go. Instead of wrestling with the uncontrollable, channel that energy into something you can influence. Your reaction, your attitude, your next move. Life is filled with uncertainty. Embrace it. It's in the unexpected detours that we often discover the most beautiful landscapes. By accepting the things we cannot change, we free ourselves from their grip, allowing us to focus on the things we can, and ultimately, living a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Now go out there and embrace the chaos with a smile. You got this. All right, champions. Let's talk about becoming unstoppable. This is your friend, your cheerleader, and your #1 believer talking to you straight. We're diving into Chapter 6, Building Resilience, Bouncing Back from Setbacks. Life throws curveballs, right? We all get knocked down. It's not if you fall, it's how you get back up. That how is resilience, my friends. It's your inner superhero suit. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about navigating it like a boss. Think of it like this. Bamboo bends in the wind, it doesn't break. We need that bamboo-like spirit. First, let's zap some negative self-talk. That little voice whispering, "You're not good enough," or "You'll never succeed." Tell that voice to take a hike. Replace it with, "I am capable. I am learning. I will grow." Because trust me, you are. Next, reframe those failures. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. Did that project bomb? Okay, what did you learn? What would you do differently next time? Every stumble is a lesson in disguise, a rocket booster to future success. My friend John launched a business that flopped spectacularly. He was devastated. But instead of quitting, he analyzed what went wrong, tweaked his plan, and launched again. His second business? A huge hit. John isn't special. He just chose to learn and bounce back. Now let's build your resilience muscle. Right now, think of a recent setback. Don't dwell on the pain, focus on the learning. Write down, 1. What happened? 2. What did I learn from it? 3. How can I apply this lesson moving forward? Do this with every setback, big or small. You'll start seeing patterns, understanding your triggers, and developing strategies to navigate challenges with grace and power. Remember, resilience isn't about being invincible. It's about being resourceful, adaptable, and believing in yourself. It's knowing that even when you fall, you have the strength to rise, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward towards the amazing life you deserve. Now go out there and conquer. All right, champion, buckle up. Get ready to unleash the power of gratitude. It's a game changer, I tell you. Chapter 7, The Power of Gratitude, Finding Joy in the Little Things. Listen up. How much time do you spend thinking about what's wrong, what you don't have? We get so caught up in chasing more that we completely miss the amazing stuff already swirling around us. Gratitude, my friend, is the antidote. It's the secret weapon against worry, the magic lens that transforms the ordinary into extraordinary. Think of it this way. Worry is like a spotlight shining on all the things that are going wrong. Gratitude is like turning on the overhead lights. Suddenly, you see everything, beautiful and imperfect, all at once. Gratitude isn't some airy-fairy concept. It's a muscle you need to exercise. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. When you focus on what you're grateful for, your brain literally shifts. Seriously, it's harder to be worried when your mind is busily appreciating things. So how do we build this gratitude muscle? Simple. Gratitude journaling. Grab a notebook, just a plain simple one. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Big or small, doesn't matter. Maybe it's the sunshine, a good cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or the roof over your head. The key is to feel the gratitude. Don't just list things, experience them. As an example, instead of simply writing, "I'm grateful for my health," try, "I'm grateful that my body allowed me to go for a walk in the park this morning and feel the fresh air on my face." Expressing appreciation, this one is huge. Tell the people in your life how much you appreciate them. A simple thank you can brighten someone's entire day. Call your mother and thank her for always believing in you. Tell your neighbor you appreciate them keeping watch over your house when you are away. Send a heartfelt email to your colleague for their help with a project. And I am telling you, it will also brighten yours. Finding joy in everyday experiences. Stop rushing through life, slow down, and notice the beauty around you. The way the light filters through the trees, the sound of children laughing, the smell of freshly baked bread. These are the moments that make life worth living. You can be grateful even for something as basic as clean water or the ability to read this book. Let's say, for example, that Anthony is always worried about his job. It's a tough field, and there's always competition. Instead of dwelling on the what-ifs, Anthony starts a gratitude journal. He writes about being grateful to have a job at all, grateful for his coworkers who support him, and grateful for the opportunities he has to learn and grow. He also actively looks for joy in his workday, a productive meeting, a helpful client, a funny conversation with a teammate. Suddenly, his whole perspective shifts. He still faces challenges, but he's no longer paralyzed by worry. He can approach his work with a sense of purpose and gratitude. Start small, be consistent, and watch how your life transforms. Finding joy in life is a superpower everyone should tap into. You've got this. Now go out there and be grateful. All right, champions, let's dive into Chapter 8, Nurturing Your Body, the Mind-Body Connection. Listen up. Your body is not just a meat suit you drag around. It's the incredible, sophisticated machine that carries you through life. And guess what? It's directly linked to your mental well-being. This isn't some airy-fairy concept. It's pure science. Think about it. When you're stressed, what happens? Your muscles tense, your stomach churns, you might even get a headache. That's your body screaming at you. Ignoring it is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. Disaster is brewing. So how do we nurture this amazing machine and, in turn, calm our minds? 1. Get moving, my friends. Exercise isn't just about looking good in jeans, though that's a nice bonus. It's about releasing those feel-good endorphins. Even a brisk 30-minute walk can make a huge difference. Don't have time for the gym? Dance in your living room. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Every little bit counts. James, a programmer I know, felt completely overwhelmed by daily stress, so he started taking 15-minute breaks every few hours to walk around the block. He noticed the difference in his stress levels in the next few days. 2. Fuel your fire. Processed junk food? That's like putting diesel in a Ferrari. We need fuel that nourishes both the body and the mind. Focus on whole foods. Fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Cut back on sugar and caffeine, which can amplify anxiety. Simple, right? But so powerful. 3. Sleep like a baby. You know that sluggish, irritable feeling you get after a bad night's sleep? Yeah, that's your brain screaming for help. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a relaxing bedtime routine, a warm bath, a book, not on a screen, and a calming herbal tea. Make your room dark and clutter-free. Making these changes doesn't require you to become a marathon runner or a professional chef. It's about making small, sustainable choices that add up over time. Even a 5% improvement in your diet, exercise, and sleep can have a dramatic impact on your overall well-being and your ability to manage worry. Don't wait any longer. Start today. Choose one small thing you can do to nurture your body: a 10-minute walk, a healthy snack, or an earlier bedtime. Take action. You deserve to be happy, healthy, and worry-free. Go get it! Alright, champions. Let's dive into Chapter 9. The importance of connection. Finding support and community. Get ready to unlock a powerful weapon against worry. Listen up, friends, because this is huge. We are not islands. We are designed to connect, to share, and to support each other. Worry thrives in isolation. It whispers its nasty little lies when we're alone in the dark. But connection shines a light on those lies and chases them away. Think about it. When you're feeling overwhelmed, what's the first thing you want to do? Probably vent to a friend, right? That's because sharing your burden lightens the load. Why? Because another person can offer a fresh perspective, a listening ear, or simply a comforting presence. It reminds you that you are not alone. How many times have you worried sick about something, only to talk to someone, and realize the problem wasn't nearly as big as you thought? That's the power of connection. They can see things you can't when you are stuck inside your head. So how do we build this essential lifeline against worry? First, nurture your existing relationships. Call your parents. Text a friend. Grab coffee with that colleague you always enjoy talking to. Small actions, big impact. Be present when you're with them. Really listen. And be vulnerable enough to share your own struggles. Remember, relationships are a two-way street. Second, seek support when you need it. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows you recognize your limits and are brave enough to seek support. Whether it's a professional counselor, a support group, or simply a trusted friend, reaching out is a game changer. Third, build community. Find activities you enjoy and connect with others who share your passions. Volunteer your time, join a book club, take a pottery class. Anything that gets you interacting with like-minded individuals can create a sense of belonging and reduce feelings of isolation. Think about John, a software engineer who constantly worried about his job security. He felt isolated and stressed. Then he joined a local hiking club. Not only did he get exercise, Chapter 8, but he also met people who shared his love for the outdoors. The camaraderie and support he found in the group helped him to relax and put his worries into perspective. He's still an engineer, but his life is much more fulfilling. Friends, don't underestimate the power of connection. It's not just a nice to have, it's a need to have for a worry-free life. So get out there, connect with others, and watch your worries melt away. You got this. Alright, champion, let's dive into Chapter 10, Setting Realistic Expectations, the Key to Avoiding Disappointment. Think of your expectations like seeds. Throw a watermelon seed into your garden expecting a mango. And guess what? You're setting yourself up for a major letdown. Life doesn't work that way, and neither do people. Too often, we pile on expectations. Mountains of them. We expect ourselves to be superhuman, to nail every presentation, to have the perfect body, the perfect family, the perfect life, all the time. And when we fall short, which we will because, surprise, we're human, disappointment hits like a ton of bricks. It is therefore important to understand the difference between expectation and reality by taking the following steps. Assess your own abilities and resources realistically. Recognize there are external conditions which are beyond our control. Learn from past experiences and adjust expectations accordingly. Same goes for others. We expect our spouse to read our minds, our kids to be miniature geniuses, our boss to be endlessly understanding. When those expectations aren't met, resentment festers. So, what's the solution? Realistic expectations, my friend. Think of it as calibrating your internal compass. First, be honest with yourself. What are you really capable of right now? Not the idealized version of you, but the real, in-progress you. Did you suddenly decide to run a marathon after barely running? Lower the expectation to first run a mile without stopping. This is not to limit yourself, but to appreciate the capabilities you have while you slowly build yourself up again. Second, understand your limitations. There are only 24 hours in a day. You can't do it all. It's okay to say no. It's okay to ask for help. This is your way of taking responsibility to things that you can actually accomplish. Third, practice self-compassion. This is huge. We are often our own worst critics. When things don't go as planned, don't beat yourself up. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Okay, Juan, that sales call didn't go great. What can I learn from that? Let's try again. Fourth, reevaluate your expectations of others. Nobody is perfect. Try to accept people for who they are, flaws and all. Communicate your needs and desires clearly, but understand they have their own limitations and challenges. Here's the secret sauce. When you set realistic expectations, you open yourself up to celebrating small victories. You're not constantly chasing an unattainable ideal. You're appreciating the progress, the growth, the journey itself. You become more appreciative of what you have. So, my friend, ditch the burden of unrealistic expectations. Embrace self-compassion. Celebrate the small wins. And watch as your stress melts away and is replaced with a sense of calm and contentment. Go out there and conquer your day on your terms. You got this! All right, champs. Settle in and listen up, because we're diving headfirst into something huge today, confronting your fears. So you're telling me you're wired to worry? Who isn't? But here's the real deal, folks. Fear is often a liar. It blows things wildly out of proportion, paints terrifying pictures that rarely, if ever, come to true. Your comfort zone? It's comfy for a reason, but nothing grows there. Real life happens outside that zone. Think of it this way. A tiny seed never becomes a mighty oak if it doesn't break through the soil and face the elements. You're that seed. You've got amazing potential, but it's locked away behind walls of what if. Here's our game plan in 3 simple-to-follow steps. Step 1. Baby steps, giant leaps. Don't try to scale Mount Everest tomorrow if you've never even climbed a hill. Start small. What's a tiny fear niggling at you? Maybe it's starting a casual conversation with a complete stranger, or going to a local fair alone. That's your starting point. Write it down. Make a list of 3 to 4 small obstacles you want to overcome this week. Step 2. Face it, feel it, finish it. Okay, you've identified your starter fear. Now, schedule it. Put it on your calendar. This makes it real. Then, when the time comes, face it head on. Feel the fear? Good. That means you're alive and growing. Don't try to numb it. Acknowledge it. Tell yourself, okay, this is uncomfortable, but I can handle it. Don't worry if you're awkward or nervous. That's totally normal. The key is to see it through. Step 3. Celebrate your wins, big or small. Did you strike up that conversation, conquer the event alone? Then, hell yeah, celebrate, acknowledge your courage. Revel in the feeling of accomplishment. You proved to yourself that you are stronger than your fear. This creates a powerful feedback loop, reinforcing your confidence so that next time, you're ready for bigger challenge. Think about Peter, a software engineer who was terrified of public speaking. His stomach would churn, he'd sweat buckets, and his voice would tremble. He started by simply volunteering to speak up in small team meetings, offering an idea or two. Small victories, but huge confidence boosters. Eventually, he presented to his entire department. Was he nervous? Sure, but he did it. And he killed it. That's the power of baby steps and determination. Don't let fear hold you hostage. You are capable of so much more than you believe. Step outside your comfort zone. Embrace the uncomfortable, and watch yourself bloom into the amazing person you were always meant to be. Now get out there and conquer those fears. I'm cheering for you. All right, champion. Let's dive into something absolutely crucial for kicking worry to the curb and living your best life, self-care. Chapter 12. Developing a self-care routine, prioritizing your well-being. Listen, friend, you are not a machine. You're a magnificent, incredible human being, but even the best machines need maintenance. And you, my friend, deserve more than just maintenance. You deserve to thrive. Self-care isn't selfish, it's self-respect. It's realizing that you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly running on fumes, stressed out and neglecting your needs, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're also diminishing your ability to help others and achieve your goals. Think of it like this. If you want to win a race, you need to fuel up your body, stretch your muscles, and get enough rest. You can't expect to cross the finish line on an empty stomach with aching limbs, right? Your life is the race, and self-care is everything you need to conquer it victoriously. So what is self-care? It's any activity you do deliberately to take care of your mental, emotional, and physical health. It's about recharging your batteries and nurturing your soul. And the best part? It doesn't have to be expensive or time-consuming. Identifying your needs. First, get real with yourself. What really makes you feel good? What recharges your batteries? Is it peace and quiet, or being around energetic people? Is it physical activity, or diving into a good book? Start by asking yourself these questions. What activities make me feel relaxed and refreshed? What makes me laugh and brings me joy? What are my physical needs? Sleep, nutrition, exercise? What are my emotional needs? Connection, validation, self-expression? What are my mental needs? Stimulation, learning, creativity. Building your routine. Once you know your needs, start incorporating small acts of self-care into your daily routine. Start small. Aim to do at least one thing each day that nourishes your mind, body, or spirit. Here's some example. Physical, taking a walk in the sunshine. Even just 15 minutes can make a difference. Instead of reaching for social media when you feel stressed, go for a short walk. Emotional, spend 5 minutes writing in a gratitude journal. Write down some of the great things happening in your life. Mental, read a chapter of a book that interests you. Spiritual, spending time in nature and appreciating your surroundings. Social, meet an old friend and share your thoughts with them. Remember, consistency is key. Once you've established your routine, stick with it. Trust me, you'll thank yourself for it. Take some of the worry from your mind and begin your self-care journey. All right, my friends, get ready to ignite your soul because we're diving deep into the heart of what makes life truly worth living, finding your purpose. Chapter 13, Finding Your Purpose, Living a Meaningful Life. Listen up, worry loves a vacuum. It thrives in emptiness, in the feeling that you're drifting without a rudder. When you don't know where you're going, every little bump in the road feels like the end of the world. But having a purpose? That's like having a powerful engine guiding you through the storm. A strong sense of purpose is very important in reducing worry. It gives you direction. It provides a reason to get up in the morning, and it gives you something bigger than yourself to focus on when those anxieties start creeping in. When you're working towards something you truly believe in, those little everyday worries seem to shrink in comparison. So how do you find this magical purpose? It's not always a lightning bolt moment. Often it's a process of exploration. First, discover your core values. What truly matters to you? Is it honesty, creativity, kindness? Family, write down the values that resonate with you. Next, tap into your passions. What makes your heart sing? What activities do you lose track of time doing? Maybe you love writing stories, helping animals, or teaching others. The answers are inside you. Just listen. Now, the crucial step. Align your actions with your values and passions. It could be as simple as volunteering at an animal shelter if you love animals and value compassion, or writing articles online if you are good at writing and want to spread your thoughts. It's all about taking small steps every day towards aligning who you are with what you do. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try new things, meet new people, and explore different avenues. Your purpose might be hiding in plain sight, waiting for you to discover it. Remember, your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It just has to be meaningful to you. A meaningful life is one where you wake up with intention, contribute in your own unique way, and feel a deep sense of fulfillment. So let's go find it. You've got this. All right, champion. Let's dive into Chapter 14, Mindfulness Meditation. Quiet your mind and calm your nerves. Are you ready to take control of that racing mind and find some inner peace? I'm telling you, meditation isn't just for gurus sitting on mountaintops. It's a superpower you can unlock, right here, right now. Think of your mind as a crowded street, honking cars, shouting vendors, people rushing everywhere. That's worry, anxiety, the relentless to-do list. Meditation is like finding a quiet park bench on that street, a place to just be, to observe the chaos without getting swept away by it. What is mindfulness meditation? Simple. It's about focusing your attention on the present moment, without judgment. Sounds easy, right? Well, like any skill, it takes practice. But trust me, the rewards are immeasurable. How to get started, even if you think you can't meditate. 1. Find a quiet space. It doesn't have to be a fancy retreat. It could be your bedroom, a corner of your living room, even your car, when it's parked, of course. 2. Get comfortable. Sit on a chair, cross-legged on the floor, whatever feels good in your body. Keep your back straight, but relaxed. 3. Close your eyes. Optional. Some people find it helpful. Others prefer to keep their eyes softly focused on a point in front of them. Experiment and see what works best. 4. Focus on your breath. This is your anchor. Feel the air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and then leaving your body. Don't try to control your breath. Just observe it. 5. Thoughts will come. Prepare yourself. This is normal. Your mind is a thought-generating machine. When a thought pops up, like, did I leave the stove on? Or, what am I having for dinner? Acknowledge it without judgment. Don't beat yourself up. Gently redirect your attention back to your breath. 6. Start small. Begin with just 5 minutes a day. You can gradually increase the duration as you become more comfortable. There are tons of free guided meditation apps and videos online if you need a little help. Guided meditation, a short one to get you started. Okay, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Pause. Notice the feeling of the air touching your skin. Pause. Feel the weight of your body on the chair or floor. Pause. Now gently bring your attention to your breath, in and out. Pause. If your mind wanders, and it will, that's okay. Just gently guide it back to your breath. Pause. In, out. Feel the rise and fall of your chest or abdomen. Pause. Continue focusing on your breath for a few more moments. Pause. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Tips for incorporating meditation into daily life. Morning routine. Start your day with a few minutes of meditation. It sets a calm and focused tone for the day ahead. Before bed, meditation can help you relax and fall asleep more easily. During stressful moments, if you feel overwhelmed, take a few minutes to focus on your breath and center yourself. Walking meditation. Pay attention to the sensation of your feet touching the ground as you walk. Mindful eating. Savor each bite and pay attention to the flavors and textures of your food. Remember, meditation is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when it feels easy and days when it feels impossible. Don't give up. The benefits are real, tangible, and waiting for you. Keep practicing, and you'll be amazed at the peace and clarity you can find within yourself. Now go out there and meditate your way to a more peaceful you. You've got this. All right, champions, we've reached the final mountaintop. Chapter 15, Living a Worry-Free Life, Integrating the Strategies. You've climbed, you've learned, you've grown. Now it's time to make all of this a part of who you are. This isn't about a quick fix. It's about building a life, a vibrant, joyful life, mostly free from the shackles of worry. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. You wobble at first, maybe fall a few times, but eventually it becomes second nature. So how do we make these strategies stick? First, remember the toolbox. Those chapters weren't just words, they're tools. Understanding worry, embracing the now W, challenging negative thoughts, problem-solving proactively, accepting what you can't change, building resilience, practicing gratitude, nurturing your body, connecting with others, setting realistic expectations, confronting your fears, making self-care a priority, finding your purpose, and practicing mindfulness. These are your weapons against worry. Keep them sharp, review them, use them. Second, be a scientist of yourself. Experiment. What works best for you? Maybe mindfulness meditation isn't your thing, but connecting with friends instantly lifts your spirits. Great. Do more of that. This journey is personal. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. Keep exploring the techniques and strategies until you find what helps you best. Third, embrace the small wins. Don't expect to become a Zen master overnight. Celebrate every victory, no matter how small. Did you successfully challenge a negative thought today? Fantastic! Give yourself a pat on the back. Consistency is key. Small, consistent steps will take you to your desired destination. Fourth, be patient and kind to yourself. You will have setbacks. You will have days when worry creeps back in. That's okay. That's human. Don't beat yourself up. Just acknowledge it, dust yourself off, and get back on track. Finally, stay connected to your purpose. When you feel lost and overwhelmed, remember why you're doing this. What's your big picture? How does living a worry-free life help you achieve your goals, fulfill your dreams, and become the best version of yourself? This will give you the strength to keep going, even when things get tough. Living a worry-free life isn't a destination, it's a journey. A thrilling adventure of self-discovery and constant growth. So go out there, embrace the challenges, and create a life filled with joy, purpose, and peace. You've got this.